Hello everyone, it's song and story time. Today's song is about a spider. So spiders is a favourite resource we use in musical bumps. I have got spider finger puppets, but I think this one might show up a bit better. Look, he's quite a big spider, isn't he? So we're going to put the spider in my hand like that. I have a little spider, I'm very fond of him. He creeps up on my shoulder and jumps onto my chin. He leaps up on my nose and jumps up on my head. And when he's very tired, he runs back into bed. Night, night. See, this is your pet spider, and you love your pet spider. I know lots of people are scared of spiders, but you don't need to be, because spiders do lots of good because they eat all the flies. If there weren't any spiders, we wouldn't be able to see for all the flies. So actually, spiders are good, and they won't hurt you. Not in this country anyway. There are some scary spiders in the world, but they don't live in this country. So you won't get a spider that big either. So this can be your pet spider. I have a little spider, I'm very fond of him. He creeps up on my shoulder and jumps onto my chin. He leaps up on my nose and jumps up on my head. And when he's very tired, he runs back into bed. Night, night. Today's story is rather sweet. It's a love story. It's the story of George and Sylvia. And let's face it, we all need some love at the moment, don't we? George and Sylvia, a tale of true love. George was madly in love with Sylvia, and Sylvia was madly in love with George. The trouble was that neither of them could pluck up the courage to tell each other how they felt. George thought that Sylvia couldn't possibly love him because he was too big and fat. Sylvia's slim, Sylvia's trim, but I've got a shape that's really grim, he sighed to himself. As for Sylvia, she thought that George couldn't possibly love her because she was small and skinny. George is big, George is strong, but I've got a shape that's all gone wrong, she grumbled. So George decided there was only one thing to do. He would have to change his shape. I'm going to be slim and I'm going to be trim, and then my shape won't be so grim, he said. Sylvia had decided to do something too. She was going to change her shape as well. I'm going to be big and I'm going to be strong, and then my shape won't be all wrong, she said to herself. So every day George tried to make himself slimmer. When I'm slim and when I'm trim. And Sylvia tried to make herself bigger. When I'm big and when I'm strong. George tried to make himself trimmer. I won't have a shape that's really grim. And Sylvia tried to make herself stronger. I won't have a shape that's all gone wrong. But nothing really worked. George's shape hardly changed. I'm still not slim, I'm still not trim, I've still got a shape that's really grim, he groaned. Sylvia's shape didn't change either. I'm still not big, I'm still not strong, I've still got a shape that's gone all wrong, she moaned. George decided to think of some other way to change his shape. He wound tight-fitting vines around himself, squeezing and squeezing until he could hardly breathe, while Sylvia tried pillows and pads in place until she could hardly move. It was the evening of the Valentine's fancy dress party, and George felt he was ready to meet his love at last.
Now I look slim, now I look trim, even if I'm not, he said happily.
And Sylvia looked at herself in her mirror and cried, oh, now I look big, now I look strong, even if I'm not. When Sylvia and George arrived at the party, they didn't recognise each other. Are you looking for someone? Asked Sylvia. George scowled at Sylvia.
Yes, I am, he said.
Someone wonderful, someone slim, someone trim, someone with a shape that's not really grim. Well, said Sylvia grandly, I'm waiting for someone special too, someone big, someone strong, not someone with a shape that's gone all wrong.
The only thing is, said George with a sigh, I can't see Sylvia anywhere.
And I can't see George anywhere either, said Sylvia miserably. Sadly, they both turned to leave. Until suddenly George realised what Sylvia had said.
You're looking for George? Not big fat George?
George isn't big and fat, cried Sylvia. He's tall and strong. Tall and strong, was he? George puffed out his chest with pride. Peong! Went the vines all around him.
Then you're looking for me, he shouted. I'm tall, I'm strong. This is my shape and it's not all wrong.
Then Sylvia remembered what George had said. You're looking for Sylvia? Not short, skinny Sylvia.
Sylvia's not short and skinny, shouted George. She's slim, she's trim.
Sylvia pulled out all her padding and threw it away. Then you're looking for me, she cried happily. I'm slim, I'm trim. This is my shape and it's not really grim. And so it was that George and Sylvia found each other and lived happily ever after.
I'm big, I'm strong, she'll love me long, said George.
I'm slim, I'm trim, just right for him, said Sylvia. Ah, the end. True love will win in the end, folks. Doesn't matter what you look like. I think that's a lovely story. Stay well, stay safe, like and share, and please drop in a little comment in the comment section, and I'll see you very soon.